Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Final Fantasy 16. Hey, where's my camera? Hello? Camera? Oh. That's right, I hit it. I hit it because of cutscenes. How has everyone been? I hope you have been good. I've been worn out. Mostly. Mostly worn out.
Don't mind me. Just take it.
And then tonight I was like, I gotta stream tonight, but I just want to play my Final Fantasy 16 file, but my file is way ahead of this.
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we'll be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Your Radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think that...
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the Blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Grieger.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry.
But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do. Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Author. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the Mother Crystals are the reason the world is dying? Are you mad?
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing. All right, listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mined from the Mother Crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the Mother Crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the Mother Crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens. For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
The higher-ups, the gods themselves.
So now you want to do something about the crystals. And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
All right, we're back. Quests and all. Whoop, whoop. What did that crystal do to anyone? Well, it's from the mother crystals, which are pretty much ruining the world. So that.
So what God's forsaken corner of the realm is Sid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
Can you guys hear everything okay?
The holy capital. And what business would you lot having? On second thoughts, I don't want to know.
I'm good, okay.
Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me,
Shout out to Rosh
fowls
for charging my lights.
and a tint I is borbile tea. Oh, just go and see Otto, will you?
All right.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
Clive, was it?
What's up, Otto?
So you're really going through?
You had to turn up for the game or for me?
Bringing down a mother crystal since I've known him.
Or both.
But that's all it's ever been. Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again. This time, due south.
Alright, tell me if that's too much or not.
All as the great Grieger wills it.
Canine, you too. I need
Bloodthirsty
multiple
little
opinions on
miss,
the
that one.
volume.
That's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded
I did.
ne'er-do-wells could melt
I just
into
turned
the
it up a
back
little bit
alleys of
more.
Oriflamme. No trouble. Is making it to the capital.
Is it too loud now?
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
This.
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's the Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send the Stolas in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of
Okay,
the cause.
I'll put it down a little bit more.
I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but who is this dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute, the Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman. Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Doop-a-doop, doop, doop. Right, so alien reports basically let you do side quests in this game. Or like if you don't want to go traipsing around trying to find them, you can come talk to this dude, and they will tell you where they are. Master volume is quite low. This is probably why I've had to turn the stream up so much.
Now to find Gav.
Now we'll have to fight with the audio again.
Well, 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 someone's in a hurry.
Just following orders.
Funny, I never took you for the type.
Can't all be as obedient as you, Gav.
Eh?
Fine day for a little mischief, wouldn't you say?
Is this all of us?
Actually, Gav won't be coming.
Just the three of us, then?
Drake's Head is the keystone of the Empire. Oriflamme's in chaos, yes, but that doesn't mean we can march an army through her gates. The fewer our numbers, the better our chances of going unnoticed. And should that plan fail, well, we have our icons to fall back on.
Sid, I don't know if I can. Ifrit still seems to come and go as he pleases.
Ordinarily, priming an icon comes naturally to a dominance. But then, you are no ordinary dominance.
Well, he's still got the blessing of the Phoenix, doesn't he?
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda. And did I ever tell you about how he was once the greatest shield in Rosaria? You know, I reckon he could probably cut us a path out of the capital on his own if need be.
Let's try not to find out.
We're less likely to be spotted if we travel separately. I'll meet you in Northreach in a few days. You two behave now.
So, we're
No
meeting
worry,
in
King.
Northreach.
We were just
And when I
figuring out
find
why
Sid
the
and
audio
Jill
is so
before this
quiet.
Dame finds me.
Now we know.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing?
Yeah, I definitely get that. I worked my part-time job on Sunday, and it's amazing how like just 6 hours of manual labor can wear you out. Especially going from 0 manual labor to like I worked about 6 hours, and I keep my phone on me. I can't use my phone while I'm working because there's like so many like violations for doing that. But you can keep your phone on you, and there's certain places where you can use it in the warehouse. But at if I just work there for 6 hours and then like track my steps at the end of the day, I'm like at 15,000.
There, boy.
It is nice that I only have to work 4 hours a week to meet the like minimum requirement for my position, and I just realized that they pay you premium shifts for like shifts that nobody wants to work. So it's kind of nice. Get a little extra pay bump. My work was having the vents and ducts cleaned, so the AC was not on in part. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. To me, I can't see how it would be kosher to like fix the air conditioning during like peak business hours and when it's like 90 plus degrees outside.
Northreach.
Alright, almost there.
Sick of Torgal. That's it.
Get punished.
There, boy. Give them all you've got.
Okay.
There, boy.
Swoosh. Apparently they were working on for 6 hours. Good grief. That's rough.
The soldiers used to speak.
I wish businesses would like stop caring about money for 10 minutes to be like, hey, you know what the best option is for our customers and our staff? We just close while repairs are happening, and then we can open back up. That way nobody is like inconvenienced by repairs.
A moment, my lady.
A moment? I doubt you could afford even that much of my time. Branded.
My mistake.
No, mine. Upon reflection, you don't have the scent of a branded about you. The flowers. Otto always did know how to please me. More than Sid ever did anyway. Do you think you could please me, Clive?
You're the dame.
Let us leave such impersonal titles to my less preferred clientele. You can call me Isabel. Otto assured me I could trust you. I can trust you, can't I?
You can trust me, yes, but why would you?
Help you? Because that's what we do. Long ago, Sid did me a kindness when no one else would. I have never forgotten that. Without it, I would not be where I am today. And so, I make it a point to do the same whenever possible. Which brings us here. To the final obstacle between you and whatever it is you seek in the holy capital. I fear the guards are not likely to let a masterless bearer pass unmolested. Unless... Unless, of course, his master deigned to appear. Yes, that will do nicely. But I shall expect a favor in return.
Wait, what?
Are you gonna buy something or not?
What the hell are you doing?
Tut tut. We cannot have people thinking I tolerate disobedience from my branded.
The men who gave me this are no more my masters than you are. But it's not as if I can hide it.
From the moment you acquired it, that brand has done naught but take. But today, it is going to give you exactly what you want. Just play along.
Madame, back to the Vale already?
But of course, we must make ready to welcome you, my dear.
And who might this be?
Why, my new escort. The streets aren't safe for a girl, what with all the royalists about.
Well, don't work him too hard.
Well, that rather depends on you now, doesn't it? I'll see you all at sunset.
Oi, hold up. Another fucking branded. Well, you're lucky you're with the dame. Get out of my sight, filth.
That wasn't so bad.
Wasn't so bad. They might have recognized me.
But they didn't. And even if they had, they wouldn't have done anything about it. The gentlemen of the garrison are some of my best customers. We have an arrangement, as do you and I. Now, if you'd care to follow me, we can speak more at the Vale.
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary. Clive, my darling. Welcome to the Vale.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady. I am in your debt.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? And I told you, it's Isabel. Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not Sid's influence.
You, mentioned a favor. What is it you'd have me do? I don't want to keep my companions waiting.
If you mean Sid and the girl, you needn't worry. They have yet to reach the checkpoint. Yes, Otto asked me to help them as well. But to answer your question, I need you to find someone for me. One of my girls. Tatienne has been gone for several days now, having left no word of explanation. And I've begun to fear the worst.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. No, I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you'll do your best. Oh, and take this. Proof of that trust. And hopefully enough to keep prying eyes from looking too closely at that handsome face of yours. Now, I have matters to attend to at the Iron Flagon. If you find anything, ask for me there.
I should probably start here.
You wear the dame's brooch. She must trust you.
Enough to have me look for one of your colleagues. A woman by the name of Tatienne.
She's still missing then. Oh, if only I'd comforted her.
You saw her before she disappeared?
The day before, she was in tears. She'd lost her comb, a gift from the dame. It wasn't anything fancy, but you could tell it meant the world to her. You see, Tatienne was an orphan, and she looked upon the dame as a mother, as do we all.
So she was upset.
And I didn't lend her my shoulder. But perhaps someone else did. Tatienne shared a room. Her chambermaid may have seen something. She's over there, sitting by the pond.
Thank you. Let's see what her chambermaid can tell us then.
So you're the new escort the girls have been talking about. And you've already been sent off on an errand, eh? Poor boy. You'll be knackered before the real work begins later on tonight.
I'm told you share a bedchamber with Tatienne. Did she say anything to you before?
Before she went missing. Only that she needed to meet with someone. She did mention a name, but I know exactly who she meant.
You do?
Lad from the garrison. Annoying little shit. Spent every guil he earned on Tatienne, and picked fights with anyone else who tried to buy her time. Followed her around like a lost puppy. Tatienne was flattered at first, but it didn't take long for her to get scared. She thought about saying something. But the dame was so proud of her for how much she was bringing in, and she didn't want to let her down.
This man from the garrison. Did you ever see him?
Of course I did. He tried to sneak into our room enough times. Slimy sod's got a scar over one eye. Claims he got it in battle.
You've been very helpful.
Don't let him get away with this. Find him, and you'll find her.
A man from the garrison. Seems a trip to the barracks is in order.
Yeah, this game has
Well
a
then,
ton
I
of
suppose we'll
cutscenes. I love reading like developer interviews and stuff. It would be very interesting to know how much time went into it. I don't know the entire development cycle of this game either, but I know it's been quite some time.
Heard the bones fell favourably.
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel, Branded? Fuck off.
Hold your tongue. He wears the dame's brooch. One word from him and the Vale's doors will be barred to us for good.
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around lately, though.
On account of him being in war. Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with a merchant there.
The dame thanks you.
The dame.
Moor is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Falls there nigh on every night.
Who's a good puppy? Yeah, I was mentioning to Ross the other day how nice it is to like play a finished game.
Clive, tell me you bear good tidings.
That remains to be seen.
Oh, Tatienne, you could have told me.
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village of Moor. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there. Though that wouldn't explain his continued absence.
And you plan on traveling to Moor to ascertain the truth?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. The people of Moor are rather set in their ways. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate to report one such as you to the constabulary. There is a man in Moor who owes me a favor. More than one, in fact. His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stables. Tell him I sent you.
I shall return as soon as I find something.
All thumbs over here. Alright, now I gotta make the long walk. So, I'm kind of moving beyond these cutscenes because I want to get you guys on with the plot. This is a point in the game where like you could stop and probably do a good like 10-ish cutscenes. There's a whole bunch of them. Here, there's a whole bunch of them. There's a few back at the hideaway. There's a couple other areas between Rosaria and whatever the other map is called where there's some quests. I think there's a couple here as well once you finish the story beat up here. So like as you progress through the game,
That's enough for today, Brandy.
they open they open side quests up. Now if you do them as soon as they show up, you can get through them pretty quick and kind of just move on with your way. But the game starts to get bigger and bigger and have more and more content as you progress through the main scenario. The like very beginning with like Kid Clive is like the prologue, and I would say what we're going through right now is the intro. Because in my personal file, I'm quite a bit farther than this, and some of these side quests are kind of worth doing. I might actually do these two because I think it's pretty important for you guys to get another heavy grasp of what the situation is with bearers and people.
Have you seen my Chloe? I let her out of her pen while I did my chores, but she hasn't come back yet. I think she's lost. Please, can you help me look for her?
I can't promise I'll find her, but I'll try. Describe her to me.
She's beautiful white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind. And she likes walking in the wheat. I know the fields are big, but she's never got lost before. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday. It is my job to feed her.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting. That's a lot of field to search. With a little luck, someone might have seen her.
Sorry, my stand made some kind of sound, and I'm like, you're not breaking, are you? It shouldn't be because I drilled it into the like studs of my wall, so it should be good.
You work these fields? I need to ask you something.
A branded. And an outsider at that, judging by the lack of manners. Why should I help you, eh? You tell me that.
Because a girl from the village asked me to find her pet, Chloe. Have you seen her?
Chloe, is it? Oh, little Lisette's plaything. Last I saw, the filthy creature was sniffing about the windmill. That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet up when she's finished playing with it.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have idle branded underfoot.
Yeah, a lot of these graphics, like even just like take this in for a second, right? The way the grass moves, clouds in the background. Even like the distant wheat is now not the wheat way in the back. That doesn't look like it's moving, but or not much. But like even just the wheat past the windmill, you can see that it's still moving. I am pretty blown away by these PS5 graphics. Well, so I was listening to like an interview before release, and the developer said that Ben Starr, who plays Clive, was not the first choice for to play Clive. And I have a feeling that the person that they were looking for is gosh, why have I forgotten his name?
On the job. I hope they don't mind the interruption.
Why have I forgotten his name? As soon as I see his name, I'm gonna be like, yeah, dope. What's his name? I think it's Henry, who plays Geralt. Yeah, Henry Cavill. I'm pretty sure that they wanted to get Henry Cavill to be Clive, but because that didn't happen, Ben Starr ended up. It's sort of like the stars aligned for Ben Starr to get this role because he like wasn't sure he wasn't sure he was gonna do it, and then he did a bad read, but then they wanted him to read something else, and then they were like, oh my gosh, this guy is perfect, and so he just ended up doing it. And he does such a great job of being Clive. But there's certain beats with his voice and like intonation that he uses, and I'm like, this feels like they were looking for Geralt of Rivia. Because I know The Witcher and like Game of Thrones really inspired the direction that they took this Final Fantasy. Alright, so here's the cutscene. Remember, we're looking for a pet for that girl Lisette. Yeah, he does such a good job, and he voices young Clive, this age of Clive, and then at some point you play like an older version of Clive even. I think he was what, 15 or 16 at the start of the game. Now he's like 28, and then later you play him while he's in his 30s.
The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favorite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything? Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
But Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away. Families they'll never see again. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her.
I'm so sorry, Chloe.
Yeah, the way that the way the branded are treated are pretty horrific, especially in this like backwater. Like they're pretty terribly treated everywhere. Where Clive grew up, they were treated. They were treated a lot more decently than they are anywhere else in the world. And the Imperials treat their branded the worst. And I lost my train of thought on where I was going.
You're late. What kept you?
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? A wild beast is savaging my boy. Well, don't just stand there gawping. Rescue him.
All right. Where is he?
My. I see they've sent me a branded with a spine for a change. He's over that way, towards the coast. Go, and see that you kill the beast.
For someone whose son's in mortal danger, he didn't seem all that worried. Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
But the wolf! It's going to eat me!
Not if I can help it. Stay back. I'll deal with this.
Accept the truth. Get out of here, dog. Launched him into the sky.
No! You weren't supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to die. Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking? Father will hear of this.
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's to blame.
Stop, Gabby.
Someone needs to put an end to this before it happens again.
I was just telling folks that just kind of moving on with the story so you folks can get a good amount of it tonight. Otherwise, this entire stream would be me just doing side quests today. But I decided to do these two side quests because I think it's pretty important to see the state of the realm with bearers and people in this world. And to keep in mind that the bearers from Rosaria, where Clive is from, they were treated with a lot more humanity than they are anywhere else.
Come here this instant.
And the Imperials are the most infamous when it comes to how they treat their bearers.
How dare you frighten my son? You slaughter his poor pet and then have the gall to return, head held high. That wolf was trained. Better trained by far than your worthless kind. You are the entertainment, nothing more. And we are most certainly not entertained.
Nor am I. You'll pay for what you've done.
See? I told you, he talks too much. It's not right. I don't like him, Father.
You're not the branded I bought, are you? How dare you deceive me? Well, the sins of the slave are the sins of the master. Go, summon the unlucky wretch you answer to.
Last time I said this. I wonder what happens if I say this.
That unlucky wretch would be the dame. I can summon her if you like. Though I doubt she would welcome the interruption.
You serve the dame. Why would a woman of her caliber...
You look afraid. Well, how do you think those bearers in the field felt? Can you imagine their fear? Their pain? From the look of you, I'd say you're starting to get an idea of the first. Now, if you need help with the second...
Father, he's scaring me.
You think to threaten us, Branded? The dame's pet or no, I will not abide such insolence.
Can't we just buy another hound? A bigger one, a better one.
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws powerful enough to nip this Branded's head clean off his shoulders.
I think the ending is going to be the same.
I'm wasting my time. But I can't just leave those bearers lying out there. They deserve a proper burial. That much I can do at
When
least.
I picked the other one, he's just like, do you think I'm dumb? Like I have eyes and can see that you're branded
How
right
many
on my
bearers
face.
have lost their lives to this nobleman's
And then that
sport?
kid said the same thing. I genuinely love the way the water looks in this game.
More victims of the nobles' games. You must be Clive.
How do you know my name?
The Dame. I'm in her service, like yourself. Never gets any easier, burying the dead.
Is that what you're here to do?
The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here, can you give me a hand?
Gladly. Let's put them to rest.
their burden finally be lifted. I take it you slew the nobleman's pet?
I did. Now I expect they'll find another soon enough. And when it gets here, more bearers will die. How can they think so little of sending us to the slaughter?
Simple. Because you are not them. Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. And if one breaks, well, you can always buy another. Still, such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, he's gonna tear your throat out eventually. Same with bearers. Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. What will folk do when they bite back, I wonder? The realm's less two murderous bastards, and I won't mourn the loss. Here. For their help.
You don't have to.
Take it. You never know. Our paths may cross again. Till then.
Yeah, so I specifically did this quest to give you guys a like deeper look into how like, because we're basically out in like the rural part of the area. So people are more awful and set in their ways than like city folk usually are, just like in the normal world. And so these people here are pretty horrible to their bearers. Pretty sure they're Imperials as well, and yeah, so if you come back here, it's just that there's blood everywhere. Because they were killed by the wolf that they got. They're just dessert. But it was also to show that there are sympathizers amongst
the people of Moor are as intolerant as Isabel
the
says.
various areas of the realm.
It's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here. Are you Bertrand? The dame sent me.
Sounds about right. Only time I hear from her is when she wants something. Well, go on then. What is it?
One of her courtesans has gone missing, and I need to find her. A soldier who may have information on her whereabouts is rumored to have come here to meet with a trader.
Many traders stop to peddle their wares on their way to the capital, but only one's been seen quarreling with a soldier.
Is he still here?
The trader? Oh, yeah. Stubborn sod stood his ground till the soldier got tired of shouting, from what I hear. If you seek him out, keep your head down. Fact is, folks round here would sooner hang a branded than help him. And that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon. You don't...
What's this? A branded? Where's your master? Must I call for the constable?
I come to you from Northreach, at the behest of the dame. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Why, of course I have. I am the good lady's servant. What is it that she requires of me?
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few days ago. A soldier with a scar over his eye.
Yes, that's right. He had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to trade it for a newer one. But old though it was, an antique it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless, he insisted that it was of great value and was quite vehement about my appraisal. I stood firm, however, and for all his bluster, he still purchased a new comb, albeit an inexpensive one.
And do you know where he went after that?
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound, but as it happens, this one did. Yonder ruins, strange as it may sound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do anything for the Dame. Anything. Be sure and tell her, won't you, that I was helpful. I mean, most helpful.
Alright, alright, alright. Let's get moving along. Now there, of course, are treasure chests and stuff here to find. We're running from A to B. Whee!
It smells of death here, Torgal. Wolves. We can't let them get any closer to the village.
Keep your distance, boy.
In my save file, that pretty much. It's a bit.
You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy. Not this time. Get him. Over here.
Gave him a Delaware smash.
Damn it all. Bodies. A man and a woman. Well, the wolves have been busy. But the blood is long dry. So it is you, Tatien.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to sea every night. You said her name was Tatien.
You. Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, I have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Moor for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the Dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting on a hill.
I think he meant to ask her something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one in the hope they'd wed.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach with the Dame waiting. And we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the Dame I'm sorry for her loss. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatien is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. The most we can hope for is that the Dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moor just now. Could you tell her what happened? Might sound better coming from you.
I need to tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatien by.
And back to the village we go. Torgal is such a good boy. He's a good puppy. He's a good boy. Here you go, Torgal.
Get it, boy.
Good puppy. I'm very happy you can pet the dog. I was really disgruntled that you couldn't pet the dog in Tears of the Kingdom.
If it
was a message that needed delivering.
You are still in one piece, I see. You will be pleased to hear that your companions have arrived. They said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found her then? I see. My dear Tatien. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young and far from home. But rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatien. I believe it was yours.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
I should go.
Before you do, I have one last gift. A token of my thanks. The Veil counts among its patrons several high-ranking officers of the Imperial Army. According to one of the looser-tongued gentlemen, it would appear that the legions are planning to march south.
Otto mentioned the same thing.
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. Were I to guess, I'd say the Emperor planned to abandon the capital. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will. And thank you again.
Alright, Squirtles, let's go find our friends. Yay! It's time to spend more time with Sid and Jill. Oh, these quests are sad. Yeah. I remember when I first played The Last of Us, and I like made it through or whatever, and someone was like, how's The Last of Us? I'm like, oh my god, it's incredible. Fantastic game. And they're like, so it's a lot of fun? And I'm like, I didn't say that. I did not say that it was fun, and it is not fun, but it is a very great and wonderful game.
Any trouble on the way?
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door. Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrek.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut? And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sid, if the Mother Crystals truly are the cause of the Blight...
If? You wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools, and the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Aye, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. But first, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
There are not nearly enough men here.
Then it's fortunate the city guard doesn't take sentry assignment as seriously as you do. This bodes well.
That'll be a first. This may not be such a terrible plan after all.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Only that your last secret shortcut was nowhere near as secret as you claimed.
Yeah, but that's half the fun of it. Life's too short for perfect plans. You want a plan that'll keep you on your toes, stop you growing old and complacent.
Worked for you, has it?
Clive, my boy, even life's smallest challenges offer the opportunity to grow and to change. You must embrace these moments. Allow them to suffuse your heart with a deep sense of fulfillment.
Narrowly escaping death at the hands of an enemy is not my idea of fulfillment.
Something wrong?
Not at all. Just wondering if the two of you had finished.
Right. We make for the Mother Crystal's heart as planned. Destroy it and the whole thing should come tumbling down.
And if the passage to the inner sanctum is guarded?
Then we embrace the moment and use it to grow and change. Come on, this way. Try to stay out of sight.
Dungeon time.
Don't worry, the passage is empty.
This is actually kind of a long dungeon. That reminded me of Aragorn opening the doors to Theoden's war room. I don't remember. I have seen Lord of the Rings a bunch of times, but not like to recall it.
Of course it did.
Burn bright like the phoenix.
Perfect plan aside. Perfect plans.
Sick of Torgal.
Leave it.
It never stood a chance.
You're welcome.
I love Sid. He's definitely my favorite Sid. My favorite Sid was Sid in Final Fantasy 15, but
that would be my guess.
Sidolphus in 16 definitely takes the cake.
Everywhere.
He's got so much character and so much personality. He's not just like a one-dimensional character like I feel like a lot of Sids are. Because, you know, Sids are typically just support characters or have like a dash of plot. And in like older Final Fantasies, they're almost always just the like airship mechanic.
We might have a bit
or
more
like
company
airship mechanic plus main character.
To arms, men! Summon the cannon at once! Over here. Keep your distance, boy. Get him. You know what to do. Sick of Torgal.
Oh, forgot I had a skill.
You know what to do, boy. Get the beast. It's over. Get him, boy. Sick of Torgal. Get him. You know what to do, boy. My wounds, boy. Sick of Torgal. Torgal.
Level up.
I think this may be the moment I was talking about earlier.
What have we here? More insects come to be squashed? You will find my mortar and I only too happy to oblige.
To the talker.
Then let's shut him up.
A little help.
I know I died.
Not this time. You know what to do. Sick of Torgal. Get him.
quick. You know what to do. Sick of Torgal. Too slow.
That'll
help. Too slow. Sick of Torgal. Not this time. A little help. Sick of Torgal.
Not a good time over my nose.
Sick of Torgal. Give them all you've got for.
To that. Akashic or no, he was still a man. A man who drowned in ether.
It's no way for anyone to go.
Come on.
God, duty's a death sentence in this place. Not that Sylvester cared.
Clunk.
Ah, breathe deep of the blessing, my friends. Who said being a dominant doesn't have its benefits?
Sid, this is an ether flood.
There shouldn't be one here, should there? The workers couldn't survive this.
Well, it wasn't here last time, I can tell you that. Which means we need to be quick. The ether won't hurt us, but I'd rather not find out what it's done to everyone else.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see like how opposite 16 is from 14. So basically, in this game, if you get overexposed to like raw ether like this, you become a Kasich, which means you're basically just like completely primitive to like fighting monsters and stuff.
He said you could call her Isabel. Never mind. If ever there was a reason to up sticks, an ether thought would be those guards at the camp. They weren't there to keep people out.
They were there to keep the Akashic in.
Get him,
Thinking back to your cutscene comment, Merp, it's pretty much like I'm just playing a movie for you guys.
Doesn't look that far. Right. Whoa. Whoa. Some help.
Hold on.
Not quite as spry as I used to be.
I'll take that as a thank you.
Look on the bright side. At least you won't get lost.
It's a good storytelling type movie. Yeah, well, this kind of works out. We only stream for about 2 hours. You guys pop in with some snacks or some food or whatever and get yourselves a nice little movie. After a nice long hard day of work or whatever it is, you can just come relax and Final Fantasy 16. Tonight I'm getting that Pikmin video uploaded. Courtesy of K9. Shout out to K9 for doing all that hard work on that video. Took me about 5 hours to write the script, recorded everything in pieces, and get it sent off to K9. And then K9 said she spent about 10 hours on it. So between the two of us, we put a solid 15 hours worth of work into that video. And it's not too shabby, I think. I think it's pretty alright. So make sure you guys check it out tomorrow and give it a like. Watched all the way through. I don't actually have popcorn, but it sounds good. Oh my gosh, I love popcorn. Popcorn's one of my like favorite snacks. Audio was the easy. Well, I'd hoped that like slicing it, I hoped that writing the script and then slicing everything up so that it was so like you didn't have to try to like go through one big like 30-minute video. I thought that would be like super easy, or like at least it wouldn't be as difficult as it was last time. Slicing was good. When you said it still took you 10 hours, I was like, oh my gosh, I thought this would have like, with the script and everything being so straightforward, I thought this would be just like maybe a couple hours of editing. Oh, that's right, that's right. I didn't realize how much work it was going to be still with all that stuff. So I'm sorry it ended up taking so long. I had really hoped that with all of it in pieces and all of it like laid out and stuff that it would have only taken up a couple hours. Sorry it took so long.
Sick of Torgal. Give them all you've got. Too slow. You know what to do, boy. Not this time. There, boy. Accept the truth.
Imagine if I was just playing on story mode, I imagine we just slip through a lot of this. I'm playing on action mode because I was hoping it would be more exciting for you.
I see they replaced that wooden door with something a little more sturdy. On the count of 3.
What happened to 2?
Ask 1.
Once more.
Aye, seeing as you're trying now. As if that was going to keep us out.
So much action.
Look at this dynamic lighting though. Like
The mother crystal's just
the
up
darks
ahead.
are so dark and the
Is
lights
it?
are so light.
I can't see a thing.
Well, unless someone's moved it. There's no one about.
I knew it would be big. But this...
There. That's our way into the inner sanctum. You'd think they'd have patched that up by now. Sorry state the Empire's in.
Wait. You don't mean...
Aye. My little game of hide-and-seek with Bahamut ended here. At tragic cost to this remarkable architecture. Don't blame me, he started it.
But how did he make it out alive?
I walked. You should try it.
The path of the goddess.
Oh no.
Is there something you two want to tell me?
Maybe later.
You know what? That's enough. Give me. Get him. Sick of Toggle. Get him. Stay down. Over here. Sick of Toggle.
But how could those creatures from Phoenix Gate be here in the mines?
Are the two places connected somehow?
It was spells put away.
Get him, boy. Give them all you've got, boy. You know what to do, boy. Get him. Sick of Toggle. You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy! There, boy!
Oh yeah. Oh right.
That's enough. Get him.
dog.
Don't let them get away.
Not seeing it.
Get him, boy. A little help. My wounds, boy. There, boy. Get him, boy! Get him, boy! This time.
Whew.
When I was in the Imperial Army, soldiers assigned to the Glass Gate would tell stories about something they called the Guardian.
Can't say I saw anything like that when I was last here. Then again, I can't say I made it this far.
Let's just be careful then. Where did that come from?
If I had to guess...
Poor beast. Another victim of the flood.
Well, if it's a fight he wants.
Ready, Clive?
Always. Sick of Torgal. Get him, boy! You know what to do, boy. Not this time. Get him! Sick of
Down, dragon.
Get him! There, boy! Get him! Sick of trouble! Get him, boy! Sick of trouble! Get him! Get him, boy! Not this time. Get him, boy! Sick of trouble. There, boy!
Where's he off to now?
Clive, look out!
Who's that? Sick him, Torgal! Get him! Sick him, Torgal! Not this time.
I realize Sid has like a running dash attack where he jumps.
You know what to do, boy. Not this time. There, boy. Sick of Torgal. You know what to do, boy. There, boy! Sick of Torgal! Get him! Get him, boy! Keep your distance, boy.
There's
Get him. Not this time. You know what to do, boy. You know what to do, boy. Don't let them get away. There, boy. You know what to do, Not this time. Thank you, Jill. You know what to do, boy. There, boy. Get him, boy. Sick of Torgal. Tuesday. There, boy. Don't let them get away.
Take that, dragon.
Are you all right?
Fine.
The inner sanctum lies just beyond. Chances are the palace guard knows we're here. We should move. Not that any sane commander would send his men into a place awash with this much ether. Clive. If this all works, and the blessing fades, Things are likely to get worse for our kind before they get better. Being the last to wield ether will make our talents that much more sought after, by which I mean hunted. I just hope, in the end, they'll see that we didn't have any other choice. That it was the only way to get us to a better place.
And here I was thinking I was the uncertain one. Luckily, 2 out of 3 of us have faith in you.
Then it all starts here. Time to earn that menacing title. Sid the Vicious, was it?
Thanks. I'll just try to remember everything I just said. There's about 9 minutes or less of stream now, and the next series of cutscenes are quite long, as are the boss fights. So if we go do them, we'll be here for another hour at least. So we're going to leave that for tomorrow. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying Final Fantasy 16 so far. In my personal file, I'm quite a bit further than this, and I have just been loving it. It's fantastic. I've loved everything I've been through so far, and the story is getting really, really good. And so hopefully you're enjoying it as well. If you ever decide that, hey, there's too much action, we need more story, less fighting, just let me know, and I can turn the difficulty from action to story, which it doesn't just make the enemies easier. It gives you different enemy groups. It gives them lower stats. They do less damage. It's all like, yeah, it's all just 100% more catered to story than it is like combat and action. So if you guys ever get bored of the fighting and you just want to hurry up and get on with the plot, let me know and I'll turn it down. I'm already pretty much just zooming straight to the plot as it is. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging out, whether you're watching the archive past on YouTube or you're hanging out or whatever it is. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And make sure tomorrow you check out the Pikmin 4 video, or not Pikmin 4 video, but Pikmin in general video. It's coming out tomorrow. I've already uploaded it to YouTube. I just need to throw the thumbnail on from K9 whenever it's done. And then I just need to do a couple behind the scenes things, but it should be up there tomorrow morning, assuming that thumbnail is ready to go. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight, and we will see you here tomorrow. Bye.